Hi, Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm Mike Tenney, host of Pop Culture Catechism on Awaken Catholic, and this is Awaken the Word, a reading from the beginning of the Holy Gospel according to John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God, and all things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He himself was not the light, but he came to testify to the light. The true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came into being through him, yet the world did not know him. He came to what was his own, and his own people did not accept him. But to all who received him, who believed in his name, he gave power to become children of God, who were born not of blood, or of the will of the flesh, or of the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and lived among us. And we have seen his glory, the glory as of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. John testified to him and cried out, "This was he of whom I said, he who comes after me ranks ahead of me because he was before me. From his fullness we have all received grace upon grace." The law indeed was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God. It is God, the only Son, who is close to the Father's heart, who has made him known. So today's gospel is the famous prologue of the Gospel of John. And in the Old Mass, what's often called the traditional Latin Mass that comes from before Vatican II, it was read at the end of every single Mass. They had a second gospel reading at the end, and it was this gospel passage because it was so important. And it's different than how all the other gospels start off. Rather than Mark, who starts with Jesus' ministry, or Matthew and Luke, which start with his heritage and his ancestors, John starts all the way back in the beginning. And just the same way that the book of Genesis starts with in the beginning, he starts with, in the beginning was the Word. This, in the Greek, the word logos. And logos doesn't just mean word. In Greek, it means like the reason of God, the study of God. That's when we're studying things in English, like biology is the study of life, theology is the study of God. That root word logos is there. Or we use the word logo to mean like an emblem. So Jesus is like the emblem of God, the representation of God, the symbol of God, the law of God, the judgment of God. It's such a richer word in Greek than it is in English. And God took all that he is in some strange, mysterious way that we can only kind of understand through this mystery called the Trinity. And he became flesh as one of us and lived with us. And I love where it says, he came into the world as light, and the darkness has not overcome it. And to those of us who have chosen not to reject him as his own people did, as many did, as sometimes we do, if we choose to receive him as light, then the darkness will not overcome us either.